What's up everyone, some guy here with another Alliance War video. Season 25, war number 9, we are versing against BRJP. We have faced them in the past. I can't remember if we won against them before, but I know we have lost against them. But we are hoping to win this one just so we can possibly stay in Masters. This is kind of a turning point for us. I think if we lose, we will be out of Masters. But going on Path 5 here, we have a Hit Monkey, a very common placement on Ebb and Flow Knockdown. I will be using Nick Fury. He's a pretty good counter just because Hit Monkey has a pretty low health pool. And with Nick Fury's SP1 also inflicts Disorient debuff, and it also counts as a knockdown. So sometimes the Disorient will just shut down the protection node. And then that's what I'm hoping to do from this SP1 here. And this one, it does shut down the protection node since I don't get the passive Fury. Some people don't like shutting down the protection node because they like the passive Fury, but I just don't, I don't know, I don't want to mess with it. I just rather have a normal fight. So I like to shut it down. And from here on is just a regular Hit Monkey fight pretty much. As long as you don't knock him down again, the passive Fury and the protection shouldn't come back. I like to just bait out his SP1s. Hit Monkey is a pretty... he hits really hard, so you have to be very careful. If one mess up can really kind of kill you. So that went down pretty nicely. Going to the next fight, we have this Havok. It is a rank 3 Havok. On Ebb and Flow knockdown and heavy hitter. He can be pretty annoying on this node just because a lot of times after his first medium doesn't cannot be parry stunned. So a lot of times he'll throw a heavy like this, and you can get cornered pretty quickly. I will be using Colossus since he's got armor buffs, and the plasma debuffs should just be healing me up, which is nice. Guillotine would work as well, or any armor up any champion that has armor up buffs. I chose Colossus just because he can heal from the plasma debuffs, and robots usually can't. I got a pretty risky but nice intercepts here. I do use my SP2 a lot to knock the opponent down to shut down the protection, but it's probably best to knock them down with a heavy and then use your SP2. That way you could do more damage. Havok is not a large champ. He doesn't benefit from the protect node, so you can pretty much do as much damage as you want. Even if he is Colossus is a large champ as well, or extra large. I can't remember. So knocking the opponent down would just purify the protection as well. But yeah, either way, I kind of played it pretty lazily, not too strategic. I played it pretty safe, I guess. Whenever there is a protection, I would just use my SP2 if I have it available, like right here. A lot of times, just because if I try to parry, he will use his heavy, and then I just don't want to get myself cornered. I do make a mistake in this fight. I think on the next SP1 evade, or the next one, I kind of just miss and take the full SP1 in the face. Yeah, no, not this one, the next one, I think. But luckily, with the plasma debuff, I was able to heal myself up pretty much all the way, pretty much to full health again. I do like to keep close to Havok just because that way he can throw some light attacks for me to parry. Yeah, right there I ate a SP1 to the face. Only one of them did crit, the rest did not. It didn't hurt that bad, but right now I am just trying to get him down. Towards the end, I do just I guess hang around just to heal up from a willpower. I don't know why I did that. I didn't need to. I think it's a habit, because I don't need to use Colossus again for the rest of the war. I think I just like to heal him up just for like a personal satisfaction. Plus thinking if I need him, just in case I needed him for later fights, but I really don't. So I don't know why I did that. It's kind of risky, to be honest. But yeah, I just threw the S1 in the end and finished him off once I got the full yellow bar. It's a bad habit of mine. But going to section 2 here, we have this Thor Ragnarok on Ebb and Flow Intercept and Sadist. I got pushed to second life with my rank 3 Nick Fury. I think the last time I took him here, which was pretty embarrassing. I think I was just trying to intercept too much. I think I only threw on, I don't think I threw on any attack boost just because I was too afraid of triggering protect. This time I did throw on the 20% attack and health, the green boost. Just because I don't think I would trigger protect in Nick Fury's first life. And yeah, and I just needed that boost for the later fights as well. And turns out the boost helped a lot. I really don't have to intercept him with the boost on. I can pretty comfortably finish the fight without intercepting and with the protection on. As long as I keep his power charges intact, I just want to make sure I'm throwing my SP1 at the right time. I think at about 14 charges, I can throw the SP1 safely and then not push him past the power gain phase. Yeah, for the most part, I don't really intercept. I think I intercept once at the very end just because I saw the opening and it was safe. I like intercepting only when I see openings and when I want to. I don't like to get forced to be intercepted or forced to intercept. I think that's usually when I do a lot more risky moves and make mistakes. But yeah, just keep him an SP1. I think I did some duels just to make sure the SP1, I know exactly when to throw my SP1, and that won't like push him to the power gain phase and not have an SP1 ready. But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty safe fight. Even if you get auto blocked by Thor Ragnarok, Nick Fury is immune to auto block stuns, so it's very safe. I think I do get auto block stun towards the end as well, right before I do my intercept. But other than that, it's a very simple fight. I do stick with my light attacks. The bleed doesn't do that much damage when protection is up, but it does some damage, enough to get by. But other than that, it's a pretty safe fight. Yeah, right here I get auto blocked, and then I was able to get an intercept here, which was nice. And because I have the passive fury and the protection is up, or protection is down, I decided to just throw my combo again. Usually I like to bait out the SP1, but because passive fury is up, I wanted to take advantage of that and use my light attack bleeds to do more damage. And right before the protection comes back to purify it, because the light attack bleed, the light ending combo bleed is a lot shorter, and it does, in my opinion, a burst like bleed damage. So it's good for when you need some quick damage. So he's pretty much down, almost down already. It's still got about 2 minutes left, more than 2 minutes left. So a very comfortable fight. I should have really boosted last time. I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, going from here, I know exactly how to fight him, and he goes down pretty easily. And going to the next fight, we have this Immortal Abomination on Ebb and Flow Intercept and Redouble Determination. Very, very common placement here. Although a lot of times I do see a duped one, just because that way, actually it doesn't matter. Duped or not, he won't start with the poison phase. This one is a rank 2. Immortal Abomination doesn't have that high of a physical resistance, so I can easily Quake him without worrying about timing out. The only thing is you want to make sure you don't accidentally drop your heavy, just because if you're boosted a lot and you drop the heavy and it crits, it can trigger protect, and if you trigger protect, and it's going to be reduced 90% damage reduction because of the node protection, the ebb and flow protect as well. So if you do trigger protect, it's kind of you're kind of in a pretty bad situation, just because you're forced to intercept or else you will time out. And upon contact, you can get poison debuffs from Immortal Abomination. His poison debuffs is not too potent, but it just lasts for a while, so it actually drains your health very slowly for a while. But yeah, you don't want to be in that situation. So going this fight, I just want to make sure I pay very close attention to the animations and making sure I don't drop my heavies. I feel like sometimes the AIs kind of trick you. They will like slow down their combos, or like finish their combo early, or pause in the middle of their combo and then resume their combos. I don't know. I've seen some weird AI interaction with Quake lately. But luckily I was able to get through it without much problem. Moving to the mini boss island, we have this rank 3 thing again. I'm pretty comfortable with taking thing with Nick Fury now, or Nick Fury in his first life. In the second life, I'm probably going to be triggering protect, I think. This is stunning reflection and stun vulnerability and polka dot power. Thing is immune to bleed, so I won't be gaining any power, but I just gotta slow down my combos so that the first hit, so the first medium bleed and the second ending combo medium bleed also takes off the rock stacks, just because the bleed does take off 3 rock stacks. However, this interaction can't happen more than once within, I think, 3 or 2 seconds. So if you slow down, so if you're hitting your combos too fast, the last hit of your either medium ending combo or light ending combo will not take off rock stacks. But if you slow your combo down, like as if you were playing with as if you're playing Omega Red, the bleed or the rock stacks will fall off, just because you're giving the I guess cooldown and interaction of time for the cooldown. So right now I'm just kind of cruising. I'm still keeping an eye on his rock stack, just making sure it doesn't go too high, making sure it's in check. I'm also keeping an eye on his power. I do like to push thing to his SP2, just because for me I think it's a little bit easier to bait out or fully dex. And also his SP1, in my opinion, I think pushes you back a lot, and has a lot of hits. And his SP2, you can kind of just dex the first part and then kind of just chill there and wait for him to finish. And then right before he drops, you can dex again. So he doesn't cover that much ground. SP1, you have to like dex the whole thing and he will gain a lot of ground. So right here, yeah, so he doesn't gain too much ground on you with his SP2. That's the one thing I like about his SP2. Plus, I can bait out less specials. But yeah, against Thing, I think with any counter except for Quake, you just don't want to get cornered, just because he can corner you pretty easily. And once you get cornered and you can't bait out his rock stacks, or if he doesn't have enough rock stacks and he doesn't have the power, it can get pretty ugly. And his heavy attack in the corner is pretty hard to evade or fully evade in the corner, in my opinion. I think I've done it like a couple times in duels, but a lot of times you have to react really fast, and you have to kind of almost anticipate the heavy coming. I can evade both of his specials in the corner, but his heavy can still sometimes get me. It's the second hit of his heavy. It's just very, very quick, following by the first hit. But yeah, he's almost down here. I'm still have pretty a good amount of health. I boosted up the 20% green boost here, so I have a lot of health to work with. And I wasn't worried about timing out or anything. So yeah, that one went pretty well. I was pretty happy about that fight. And going to my last fight, we have this rank 3 Doom on what is it? A Brute Force and Limber. A lot of times people I think would use Torch with the White Mag pre-fight to disregard Limber. Because Brute Force is affected by class relationships. So with class advantage, you actually only lose about 50% of your health. So it's any Mystic here is Quakeable as long as the opponent is Quakeable. I think most Mystic champions are Quakeable. But yeah, it's a very simple Quake fight. You just have to look out for his I guess the stun duration, the Limber, just because after a while the stun duration does get shorter and shorter, and he will recover faster from the aftershock stun. And you have to make sure you don't drop your heavy or don't get hit, just because you're working with 50% health. And if you accidentally drop a heavy, it will trigger Brute Force again. And from there, if you don't hit him, the Brute Force will kill you, obviously. But yeah, that went down pretty nicely. Unfortunately, we did not win this war. We actually got destroyed. They did really well. They only died about 6 times, which is really well. They are definitely deserve to be masters. And this loss does push us down to 3rd spot in Plat 1. I think last war I said that this was going to be a tier 1 war. I lied. When the placement phase began for this war, it actually dropped down to tier 2 for some reason, and unfortunately. So with 3 wars left and in tier 2 loss, it's going to be pretty hard for us to get back up to tier 1. I think if we win 3 wars in a row, we might be able to get back up to tier 1, but I don't think we'll be able to get into masters. But hopefully we are able to secure plat 1 at this point, I think. But yeah, that is it for me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.